Felicia
From the
Michaels,
moment
my
you hear his
princess,
voice, you
has
know
been entertaining
there are
audiences
problems.
with a unique
Joey
style
Coco Diaz has
of
been rocking
provocative humor
comedy
since the
stages for
90s, all right?
15 years.
With her
You've
tongue
seen
in
him in
cheek,
films and
she's been
television,
exploring
but
such
his
topics
real
as the
patois,
dynamics
as
of the
he's fond to
male-female
say, are the
relationships,
stories from
or
his
as we call them
past
here in
and
the
his
studio,
chaotic
dirty
views on
thoughts,
life that will make
and
this
the
podcast
proliferation
a different
of the
beast.
sensual
Raw
feminist.
pain and
She's a little
passion is how
firecracker
Weenie
rolled up, and that's why I
described
love her,
this
and that's why you're going to love
New
listening. So
Jersey
tune in, all right?
animal. While Joey's closing the door over there, I would like us all... Tell that fucking dog to get out of here. I would like us all to do a little prayer circle. A prayer of positive energy. A prayer of, gee, I hope my day goes really good. A prayer of, dear God, when I get home, I hope my children are asleep. Let's just visualize that goodness. By the way, I'm doing that because I went to go do a comedy show last Thursday, and and it's an all-girl show, right? First of all, all-girl shows tend to get on my nerves, because a lot of them are just fucking girls, you know what I mean? And so this one girl sent out a mass email to all the comedians on the show, and she's like, let's get together and do a prayer circle before the show, a woman empowering prayer circle before the show. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Listen, I gave up Yum Yum Donuts for Lent, all right? That's none of the square business. I believe in the fucking religion, but you ain't never gonna see me doing no prayer circle. First of all, by 8 o'clock, I'm fucking stoned to the gills. I can't pray when you're stoned. If you pray when you're fucking stoned, you're a hypocrite. And you know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong. I've said a couple prayers and I'm fucking high. Lord, please let that drug dealer be awake at 3 a.m. You know what I'm saying? I've said a couple prayers and I'm fucked up. Lord, please don't let her have a period. I'm in the mood to eat some ass tonight. Lord,
right.
Just little things when I'm coked up. Right. But I don't try to do it on a GP, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just the gayest thing in the world.
You know what?
Let's get together and say a prayer.
Oh, I know. One time I did this show in New York, and it was at this theater, and it was some charity show, and like Hillary Clinton was there, and Kathy Lee Gifford was the hostess, and like my act is, it was like a miracle I even got this gig, because my act is so inappropriate for these kind of people, right? And I was standing up in the rafters, behind stage, and I was nervous, and it was all dark in the crowd. But then I looked down, and Kathy Lee was doing a prayer circle with about 10, 15 people, and it was like, it paralyzed me, like, oh, Kathy Lee Gifford is doing a prayer circle, like, you know what I mean? Like, I felt like it was like some kind of dark magic, you know what I mean?
No, that shit. Listen, prayer circles and comedy do not fucking mix. And I'll tell you who loves praying is those brothers. They love praying as they're thinking about how they're not going to fucking pay you the money after the show. You know what I'm saying? They love praying. Oh, let's say a prayer for the stage. May it be mighty and shit. I don't want to hear that shit. Just let's do this show and make sure that fucking check clears. As a matter of fact, there ain't no checks allowed in comedy. It should be, in God we trust. That's it.
Yeah.
That's why they're fucking praying. I hate that shit. Oh,
really?
that shit. Yeah, listen. Before a fucking show, I don't like doing nothing, Felicia. I really don't.
I know, you don't even want to talk about the
I don't
show.
want to talk about. I don't want to do nothing.
You don't want to tell people.
Just go to the other end of the room. You've been doing comedy over 6 years. When somebody just says be there at 8, it's be there at 8. Yeah. I don't lie to people. I could be one of those assholes. Be there at 6:45. What, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? Listen, the show starts today. I'm gonna do 20 up front. After that, that's when I expect you there, 8:20. If you're not there at 8:20. I'm going to put up out of order. So if you're a fucking feature act and you got to follow 2 headliners because you wanted to be cool, be my guest. Don't come crying to me later. Yeah. I will bury your ass. That's why I tell you, 8 o'clock, I'm doing 20 up front. Just be there at 8:20. Get a drink and shut your fucking mouth. Enjoy the night. I don't have time for, this is comedy, guy. Yeah. They don't walk you through this shit, and especially if you've been doing comedy longer than 20 years. How many times have you gone to the store dying to have a drink and there's nobody there and you got to go up? I'm old school. This is the same thing that could happen. Same fucking thing that could happen. So don't ask me questions. Don't ask me about the guest list. When I do comedy, I just want to do fucking comedy. People get pissed at me sometimes. I really don't care.
No, really? People get mad at you?
Fuck yeah, because I'm like, dog, just be there at 8:20. Yeah. I didn't know. I thought... What'd I say? Be there at 8:20. That's all you need to fucking know. We'll take care of the rest. We'll take care of the rest.
All right.
Anything new with the boys? What's happening? Any hard-ons? You catch the one in the back room talking to a chick on the phone, talking about burps and shit. What? What is it?
Well, my kids want an airsoft gun really badly.
What's an airsoft gun?
It's like a pellet gun, you know. Okay. And I'm like, no way, you'll shoot my fucking eye out. They will shoot my eye out. No, you can keep it and lock it up, and no, you'll shoot my fucking eye out. You know,
police, they put you together. I love it.
I know, but I can shoot a gun. Did I tell you this?
Yeah. So what happened? Are you buying it for them?
No, I'm not gonna fucking buy them.
So what happens when the soft pellets hit you? What happens?
Well, it stings.
It stings.
It stings.
Are they metal pellets? Or?
Yeah, I think they're plastic pellets. Okay. Just the whole idea of it.
Have you looked at it? Have you went online and read about it? I'm just curious. I want to know.
No. No. I'm just kind of saying no to guns. Is that wrong? I'm just saying, you know what? I'm just kind of saying no to guns.
You know what the craziest thing is? I don't know how old the audience is. You always are good with that stuff. But one of the first evil things I ever got was a marksman repeater. And I got to tell you the story. Oh, yeah? A marksman repeater is a BB gun that also does darts and also does pellets. You tip the fucking thing down and you can put darts in it. You know, you get the pellets and you put 50 of them in there. And those pellets hurt. I got Jimmy Lebrano shot me with a pellet gun and hit me on the dick. Did I ever tell you about the run of turtleneck? He had the scope, the whole thing. I had a black and blue on my helmet for about 3 months. And I still love him, by the way. He's who picked me up in Newark last week when my buddy ate the banana bread.
Yeah.
And it had BBs. You know, BBs are the circular gold balls, the copper, whatever they were. And when I was like 10 or 11, at one of my birthdays, one of my mother's friends decided to give me that. And my mom, you know, being a mom, she tried to fight it off, and she turned her fucking head. And I went on a rampage. You know, pigeons, cats, you know, dogs, the neighbor's dog. You know, I don't remember specifics, but I know me. I'm not going to sit here and tell you. And I know that they took it away for a reason. I got punished, you know.
Why'd they take it away?
You know, I don't remember. You know, I shot something wrong, or one of the dogs or something. And I don't know. I don't know the answer for you. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have an answer for you whether it helped me or hurt you. I'll tell you what, you know, knowing yourself and your ex-husband, they're going to get it eventually.
No, he says no too, which
so that's really good.
I'm kind of like going to, I think it's important for certain rules, because I let my kids, by the way, listen to crazy music that has cuss words in it. I let them watch things maybe they shouldn't watch in a certain way, you know. So I just kind of feel like
nothing pornographic yet. Nothing.
No, not like that yet.
They don't even want to watch that.
Oh, I don't even know. I'm not gonna ask. That's their business. But if I found out, I'd be pissed. But I just kind of feel like I'm just not gonna do the gun thing, you know, because it's just. You know,
I'm not mad at you. I'm trying to figure out a way to give them light, and I can't. I can't figure out a way why you'd want a soft gun. They got plenty of fucking guns around the house. Every time I come on the lawn, there's something. They got the yellow things and the fucking
Nerf war happening.
The Nerf war happening. So
I just kind of feel like no.
Do you think anything? What do you feel in your heart? I mean, you grew up more with guns in a positive, hunting way. I grew up with guns in a negative fucking way.
Right. Well, because I talked about this before that when I went to school in Colorado, it was a prerequisite.
You're a member of the ARA or the NRA?
NRA, yeah. I'm a member of the NRA. So, and we had neighbors that used to take the kids out shooting, and I said where we used to, did I tell you that, kill like, what are those, prairie dogs? Did I ever tell you this story?
You killed one?
Yeah.
So how old were you when you killed this prairie dog?
I was like 10. But
was it supervised?
Yeah, this guy. It was someone's father who lived next door, and I was friends with his daughter, and then he took me and his daughter and his son and a friend of his son's, and we would go out for the afternoon and have a picnic and go shooting cans. But then we would drive on this one road, and this was his idea, and drive down the road in the middle of Colorado, and there was prairie dog communities, and the kids this is terrible.
No,
the kids would hang out the window with 22s and pick off the prairie dogs, and I did it like I shot a couple of times, but I pretended to miss, and I'm a good shot, by the way, because I learned it in school. And then we got out, and he would go, and the ones that weren't dead he would shoot to make sure they didn't suffer. But when he said, you kill this one, and I killed one because it was suffering, and that I was done. I was like, this is just not a good thing, you know. And it sounds
How old were you?
terrible, but you have to remember the time. I think I was about 11.
Do you want your kids to experience that feeling?
You know what? I don't.
Done.
Yeah,
I'm with you. You know,
because I think they'll do that. Like, and just not that they're weird little kids. I just think they're true little boys. You know what I mean? Especially my one. And I think, but he's also very sensitive, and I just don't want them to experience that.
Good for you. No, hey, listen, you're not gonna get. I'm starting to look at parents who fucking curse in front of their kids a little different. It's starting to bother me.
Oh, really?
I gotta be honest with you, and I've seen a couple people lately curse in front of their kids, and as a human being, I should say something. But knowing what I've gone through, I'm going to keep my mouth shut because they're not my fucking kids.
Yeah.
And I haven't been that successful as a parent, so I can't really criticize somebody else. But I know why I started saying, fuck. If I could stop saying it now, I would fucking stop saying it. But I can't. It's too late.
I'm bad too.
And I learned it at home.
Yeah.
And enough is enough. And I think now that in hindsight, like last week I went to New York and my friends got kids and everybody's fucking and sucking and saying this shit out loud. And I'm like, yeah, you could say, listen, kids hear everything.
Yeah, they do.
And I hate for that. And just to top off the last segment on handguns, we got to quote the fucking man. Handguns were made for killing. They ain't no good for nothing else. If you like to drink or whiskey, you might even shoot yourself. Well, let's get it. 38.
All right.
Mr. Saturday Night Special and shit. And which is true. He sings all that shit. That's what's so great about that song. He sings all this shit about Mr. Saturday Night Special. They do this little guitar thing, and then he comes back, and that's his words,
Yeah.
Handguns were made for killing.
Yeah.
They ain't no good for nothing else.
Yeah.
They ain't no good for nothing else. I always had that disease. I always had those goldfish that kept motherfucking dying.
Yeah.
I would go fishing in the Hudson River, bring them home in clean water. Poof, a day later they fucking die.
Yeah.
Then I figured out when they take garbage and put it in the water, the motherfucker lived for like a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I was a kid, finally at like 6.5, I said, let me think of this. Every time I go fishing in that dirty fucking Central Park, that water is murky. Even in the 70s, it was murky. I bring it home, and I put it in clean water, and the thing dies. What if I put it in dirty water? So one time I brought a fish over, but before I put him in there, I put like my mother's cooking oil and some little sprinkle, some paper up there, some toilet paper. The thing lived for like fucking a year. Yeah, I think it was something they couldn't live in. I don't know what it was. I just took a chance. Columbus did. And I would actually go to the park and put half the water in there.
Oh, yeah, because it has
and
all
dilute
the...
it.
Yeah,
all
because
their shit.
You can't put a fish right into... Because I had aquariums growing up, into tap water because of the chemicals. You have to like let it sit and put anti-chlorine droplets or whatever.
I didn't know that when I was 5.
Yeah.
Now what am I, Jack Cousteau? It wasn't. We don't have the knowledge
No, I'm
you have
guilty
now.
of killing
Think
animals.
of how fucking strong we are now. We have the television that has the Animal Planet.
Yeah.
You got the internet. When I was 5, you had fucking Britannic Encyclopedia. And if your mom didn't pay it off, you weren't even up to P yet. You know what I'm saying? That shit cut off at like H. You were fucked. Like, Ma, you got to play the encyclopedia, man.
Funny.
Shit's deep, Ma.
That is
Ma,
funny.
what the fuck? I'm only got H. I remember I couldn't do a book report on Denmark for years.
That is funny.
Fuck yeah. We had no knowledge when we were kids. We just, you had to find it. You had to go to the library and rip the pages out of the encyclopedia. Bring them home and then bring them the fuck back.
We get the most amazing emails. And, hola, Juana.
What's happening, Juana?
Juana.
No, estamos aquí ahora, perdóname.
She's fired for that. No, I'm
Juana's
kidding.
a good lady. She had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, she's
This
a great
Juana's
lady.
little outlet back
Yeah.
here. She comes back here. She sits for like 30 minutes. She spreads it out. You ain't home.
Anyway. That was so wrong what you just said.
She always takes shits in this bathroom.
Shut up. That
That's
was so
all right.
wrong.
That's what's wrong about it. That's great. I wish I had a backdoor bathroom. That's how you shit. You always feel uncomfortable shitting in your own bathroom. I told my wife when she got
I
this
know,
place,
I do.
I said, look for a place that has a bathroom and a half. Even if it's just a little bathroom with a toilet in the back, just so you can sit there like a refugee and shit. That's the best.
No, it's true.
When you gotta sit in your own bathroom, people moving in and out in the daytime, then somebody comes over, man, I use your bathroom, you gotta double take, hold on for 1 second. Let me see if I took the dump of life in there. How embarrassing is it?
I know, I hate
Unless
that.
you're successful, you have to have like 3 bathrooms. You can shit in peace. Unless you got to shit like everybody else, stand up and share your shit and smell everybody else's asshole and shit. It's a bad way to live.
Well, I know exactly how you feel because the activity partner, he has this little house up in the. It's a really cool little house.
He has one bedroom, one bathroom.
No, he has two bathrooms, but they're like right next to each other, kind of right where everyone hangs out. So there's no private time at his house when you're a girl. You know, when you're at someone's house, you don't want to, you know what I'm saying.
You don't want to use the main bathroom. You want to use the VIP.
You want to use the one in the
upstairs.
back next to the washer and dryer, and hopefully
clean.
they're going, and someone's watching television, and
We just fucked up Juana's day. Listen, when she hit that fence, her little asshole was burning.
Yeah.
She was like, boy, there ain't going to be nobody in here. I'm going to shit those beans I had Saturday and Friday. When she hit that door, she was ready to run in here.
Oh, my goodness.
Now she's got to go in the main bathroom. Now she don't even want this shit. Now she's walking back and forth sweating because the fumes are backed up in a little muffler.
That's so terrible. She's a
she's a great lady, but I've been there. I know what it is to shit in your own bathroom.
Right. So, well, today I spent the night with the activity partner, and so we woke up this morning. We were kind of goofing around a little bit, if you know what I'm saying. And
Did you suck his dick for breakfast?
I did not. I was thinking about it.
That's cold-blooded. You gotta suck. That's the best.
Dude,
protein
my jaw was tired from sucking it at 2 a.m. You know what I
tell you
mean?
something. You suck that dick for breakfast. You eat some Special K. You drink that tropical helmet juice. That'll set you off and running. You know what I'm saying? By the time you get home, you'll be shitting. Anyway, sorry about that.
Anyway, what's going on? I don't want to talk about shitting anymore. Damn it!
Fucking Juana fucked it up. You know what I'm saying?
So we were just like starting to get the hang of some personal enjoyment, and his maid walked in, his cleaning lady, and he was so fucking Don Knotts about it, and it just made me laugh really hard.
It's embarrassing when somebody Spanish catches you fucking. But you know they went to church on Sunday.
I know.
You know their paperwork's in order. You know everything's all right. And here you are sucking a dick on a Monday
I know,
morning.
exactly.
They just rode a bus for 45 minutes to get to work, walked 2 miles, and there you are sucking dick, laid back, looking like,
It's true. That's why I'm uncomfortable with you talking about Juana taking a shit, because Juana is such a sweet lady.
No, please. Juana is one of the best women. Juana could make the best fucking chicken cutlet I've had the last 25
sweetest lady on the planet.
years.
I really owe my, sanity to Juana. Thank you, Juana. I tell her thank you all the time.
Thank you, Juana.
I treat Juana like gold.
No, she's your family. I admire that about you. I respect
treat her like gold.
You know, I heard a lot of bad things about Sinatra, but I didn't. I heard another Sinatra story this last week, and I heard that, one thing about him, man, whenever he went to a restaurant, he made the fucking bellman, the people who pick up dishes feel like fucking gold.
Bus boys?
The bus boys.
Yeah.
And I heard that, a famous story about Ciro's, where the comedy story is where he went to eat one night and the bus boy dropped the glasses and the guy was yelling at him, and he went up to the guy and said, what happened? What did it cost? $100. He gave him the money. He goes, next time I come back and eat, this kid better be working here. If not, I'm going to tell all my fucking friends.
Right.
And there's people who don't have that. There's people who forget the bottom level. And you have no idea what you do for those people when you talk to them. You make that day. Even though there's no language, there's no habla.
No, well, you should treat everyone equally.
It's
Absolutely.
very weird. So
I had to stop.
I
had to stop being friends with a couple of other moms that I knew because of how they treated the people. If someone's helping you take care of your kid, why would
to me?
why would you want to treat them like a and then other women would be like, I fire my babysitter and nanny every year so my kids don't get attached to it. And it's like, why wouldn't you want your kids to know how to love other people in their lives? Like, why are you so threatened?
So fucked up when
people
they
get threatened like they'll love the nanny more than
me.
me. Are you fucking kidding me?
People forget what it is to be, I don't know, and it drives me fucking nuts.
Isn't that crazy?
It drives me nuts because there's nothing more in the world than knowing, listen, I couldn't even imagine my kid in bad hands or my cats. Like those 8 days, the only thing that gave me peace was knowing that my wife had the cats. I hated that they were alone all day. But just knowing, you know how much peace it gives me that I know my kids are fine, 100%. That I could go out and fucking do comedy and get on a plane. You can't repay that. There's not enough money to give somebody. That I know in my heart my kids are fucking fine. There's a thing going around town, a little sign on the wall in all the coffee shops and shit, because you know me, I'm a mingler. I'm a social butterfly. I could be either at Marissa's Tea one day or at Starbucks on Lancaster the next. I just roll like that. You know that. But there's a sign of a cat that's missing, and the guy was there about 3 weeks ago. And the thing was that he went out of town, paid a cat service, told the fucking guy not to open the door. Guy comes over, leaves the door open, the cat disappeared, you know?
Yeah.
And he goes, you don't understand. The whole vacation, I thought that even because I paid now, that I was fine. He goes, when you ask friends to do it, I can't expect you on a Friday when you're drinking in Sherman Oaks to come all the way back to North Hollywood.
Right.
So I just paid somebody. He goes, can you fucking believe? So the trust was broken now.
Yeah.
And my heart went out to him because I know when I go on vacation, I know how I am about my fucking cats. I can't imagine my kids, Felicia. So back to you thing with your kids. I do love her. I didn't mean to disrespect her. It was a joke. She's going to shit in your bathroom. That means you're a class act.
It's funny.
You got a back bathroom. That's a class act. Hey, listen, we were here Christmas Eve. I came back in and took a shit. Nobody
this
even
is
knew.
definitely
this is
the
a great
place
bathroom.
to come take a shit.
You could spread your legs. You know, there's always some paper. There's different towels if you want to take a bath. I took a little shower. I washed my ass and everything. Why not?
Well, okay.
Sure. Nobody even knew.
Yeah.
I threw the towel in the hamper. Nobody ever had it on the way out. That's how I roll. I come to your house. I take a shit. I take a little bath too. A little piece of soap.
This is my girl cave in here.
This is a great place. Felicia Michael Studios. When all this blows up, you ever watch Lucille Ball? At the end of Lucille Ball, it says Desi Lou Productions. This is what it's going to say. 30 years from now, you're going to see repeats of this show. It's going to say Felicia Michaels Productions, a.k.a.
Jolisha.
Jolisha Productions.
Jolisha.
I did something that I haven't done in close to fucking 25, maybe even longer, this week. And it's so weird when you go to them. And I went to a thing called the fucking wake. And for me, they were always spooky. Have you been to a lot of wakes? You know, obviously.
Yeah, well,
brother.
Jerry Red Wilson.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's big in the East Coast.
Yeah.
You know, in some societies, it's not that big. In the Cuban society, I mean, it's 24 hours. And it's 5 fucking days of you in a casket and people coming over and viewing you. You know, for me, I like one day, a morning and a night, and then you move on with your life. But it was so weird. My friend's deli. I never told you about this, Felicia. My friend's deli that I grew up in, his father died. And he's 80. On the way to the plane to U.S. Airlines from Phoenix, my buddy called and said Mr. Hashway died. So I want to give my shout out to them. But it always kills me about wakes. I don't think I ever told you about this. When I was about 10, my mother had that bar in Union City. And my friend Dean LaPrete, who listens to the podcast, reminded me of the back end of the story. Because I remembered the front. I even wrote about it in my blog one time about the story, how it always stayed with me. How these 2 kids went missing, a little boy and a little girl. Just went missing when they were 10 or 11, my age. And they weren't, I didn't know them, but I knew of them. I didn't know them. I had no contact with them. I never knew about that. You know, I never knew, like, when somebody would cry over somebody they didn't know. But for some reason, these 2 kids had gotten kidnapped. So it was big for me. Like, they were my age, and I would go back to my mother's bar and watch Eyewitness News with Bill Butel. When you lived in New York, that's big when you're
right.
You know, when I'd watch this whole thing about Bill Butel, it'd be from my neighborhood. And finally, 3 days later, they just found the kids dead. You know, and they took them to a wake, and I remember I had just done Santeria, and I couldn't be around that stuff, but I begged my mother to go, and they put some stuff on my head with a hat, and I walked to 8th Street from 29th Street and stood on line with hundreds of people for some reason, Felicia, to see, did I tell you about this story, Felicia? To see these little kids that I didn't know, Felicia. I didn't know what empathy was. I had no idea what that feeling was, you know? So finally, you wait for an hour, you know, and you go into a different hallway, and you can smell the formaldehyde, and the lights are always dim, and you're scared as a kid. I was 10, you know, I was scared. And I walk into this room, and there are these 2 kids in caskets, in wooden caskets. And I guess that the fucking guy who kidnapped them destroyed them because their little pictures were up on the caskets, you know. And I remember I was a little boy. My dad had died, but I don't remember the wake or nothing. Felicia, I was right there in the middle of this wake, and I'm looking at the kids' parents. And the mother was, 45, 48 years later, 38 years later, I remember this. The mother was tougher than nails, but the father was done. He was just sitting back, and his whole spirit told that he's tapped out. Like he was just ready to go shoot himself. And I remember going into the caskets and praying and leaving there. But as I kept leaving there, I couldn't take my eyes off the mother. Because no matter how bad the dad looked, I was focused on the mom because she was so strong. And I said to myself, I made a mental note, I hope I never have to feel that. Like, I wish I had to die right now, because I never want to feel that ever again in my life. And sure enough, 6 years later, my mom passes away. And that's when my mom passed away, that's the fucking first thing I thought of. Like, so every time I go to a wake till this day, that feeling comes up. Like, it was so... And this was a fun wake. I mean, people at this wake were all fucking comedians and shit. Mm-hmm. Like, not comedians, but this is the kids I grew up with. They were all characters.
Right, the wake you went to.
Cops,
Yeah.
and these are all the kids that we bugged. And,
Yeah.
Oh, I told all those stories. And they were going for the ride. I told the story about the hookers and the whole thing. And they're like, that's right. Oh, my God. Like, the one guy who didn't remember, he was like, don't say that in front of my wife. Like
right.
But wakes have always brought me back to those two kids. Like, every time I go to a wake, I don't even focus on the people I'm going to see. And I'm not one of these fake wake people. I just don't show up to people's wakes that I see in the paper. I show up to wakes that are people that I know that I need to pay respect to their family. I need to show them that some part of their life meant something to me. I'm not like a fake waker, and I don't send fake flowers to people. Oh, your uncle was great. If I thought your uncle was a scumbag, you won't probably hear from me. That's just the type of person I am.
Yeah.
But it all goes back to that first memory when I was 10 and those two kids. And then Dean Laprie, a great friend of mine, listens to the podcast, said to me last week, he goes, remember when they found those bodies? He goes, for some reason, I never forget how angry you were. You didn't even know, you didn't care about anything as a kid. But he goes, they found the bodies across the street from where he lived. And he goes, for years afterward, the parents would come on Christmas Eve and make a tree where they found them. Oh, it's just and we didn't know the kids. They were Union City kids. We hated. We're from North Bergen. But just to show you that, sometimes I don't think I have empathy, but I do have empathy. And it goes back to that day. And that's why I don't use it, because obviously you can see the pain. Yeah. It was terrible for me, Felicia.
No,
two kids,
I saw Joey teared up during that
didn't
story.
know. I didn't know these two kids.
Yeah.
So it's weird. I went to this wake, and, next thing I know, this last week, I find myself in the hallway, and two people say they listened to the podcast and the hooker story, and they forgot. So it's just weird how wake sometimes you go there to be sad, but also they turn into something else.
You want to talk about the bitter end?
The bitter end, I'll tell you what happened at the bitter end. Cause
I think you should talk about it.
The bitter end was great. What happened with the bitter end started on a Saturday. I had a rough day in Jersey. Listen, I'm in my comfort level. I was talking about my comfort zone. And people have no idea about what their life consists of until you get into a comfort zone. And over the last couple of years, I've fallen into a nice little cocoon. And now that we moved to North Hollywood, it's going to be a year. I'm even more comfortable. I'm comfortable with my surroundings. I've learned to live in my skin a little better. When you live in New York, you're on the move. You're on the fucking move, and you got to be used to it. You're roughing it. In New York, you can leave at 9 in the morning and not walk back until 5. And those balls are sweating. Me, I feel a little ball sweat. I got to go home and wash. I didn't have that luxury in New York. I'm out at 5. I'm like, fuck it, I might as well stay out. And I hate that shit. So to me, that alone, that fact, Felicia, is roughing it. When I still have the same pants on I went out with at 6 at night, that I'm roughing it. I like to wash my balls and my ass and stretch my pants and put a different pair. But you can only take 5 pair of pants, the luggage, the weight, So you're roughing it. For a guy like me, trust me, that alone. Trust me, I got to shit on a foreign fucking toilet, all that stuff. So by the time Tuesday came, I'm fucking at the end of my fucking wire. And people calling me and answers and questions. And it was nice. It was nice seeing a lot of my friends from North Bergen. But in hindsight, let me tell you what happened. I get to the thing, and Peter Fogel, thank you very much for putting me on the show. He promoted it, I promoted it. We had a good number, and I had 50-50. I had half my friends and half. And I was excited about that, but as the night went along, I caught myself catering to my friends I grew up with and not really talking about my material. I didn't really want to work that dirty, that's what they're there for. They don't care if I'm working dirty. And the kids from North Bergen, I didn't want them to see me work that dirty. And somewhere in the middle didn't go right. And people started chatting. And it moved on to my friends. And later on, I had to pick one up and throw him up by his fucking shirt because he pissed me off. He was pissing me off, and the other kid was pissing me off the most. And I'm not going to mention their names to give them light. This is not a Charlie Sheen thing. I'm just telling the story here. And it pissed me off because these guys, first off, a lot of people thought they were my friends to that extent. No, they're not. I grew up around them, and they knew of me. So because of Facebook, now they feel that they could fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The one guy is a fucking nightmare, and he has been since he was a kid. Nobody likes him. You know, they call him a certain name. I mean, we were eating squid that day. He shows up, and nobody would give him a ride. I knew right there this had not changed after 30 years. He's sitting there with 5 guys, and everybody's like, "Oh no, we're with our wives, we can't." And everybody was lying.
Yeah.
This guy took a subway to come and ruin the night.
Yeah.
You know, and he's still sending emails. What did I do? I mean, he doesn't, and it's not his fault, guys. And to make it worse, I lost my temper. Yeah. So I went over and picked up this guy. So they were disrespecting me. I disrespected them. You know what? I said some funny things. We had a great time, but it really wasn't the performance I wanted to give those people that night.
Right.
And it hurt me, and it threw me off for a couple of days because it opened up my eyes to a lot of friends in different situations. But you know what? The situation started with me because I wasn't bringing my A game. I was counting down between 2 things. And one thing about me is on this show, and I returned somebody's email. And
I saw you returned a lot of emails.
They're thinking of starting a podcast, and I said, one thing I've learned is no plan, the truth. Because if I knew the truth, when we say here, whether it's wrong to us or not, when we talk about the truth, it goes across. Whether the editing, whether my microphone is too loud, whether it's not too loud.
Right. No,
the common denominator is the magic we have through this, and it's the truth. And that's all I could see. And so when I'm viewing myself, it took me a week to say that. I'm not mad at those 2 guys, but I don't need them around me when I do a comedy show.
I want to give a shout out to James, who's been all over my Facebook and writing some fun jokes.
James Marsh.
James,
Good guy. I follow him on Twitter.
Oh, you do? Yeah. I don't know if he's comfortable saying last names.
You gotta go on clientele. You gotta know your clientele, especially the tight ones.
Yeah.
Ali Baz, all these guys we got are all right. They keep us afloat on Twitter and Facebook. So.
Absolutely. So he had written a joke about a chia pet for your pubic area, and it was pretty funny. And I want to give a shout out to Sammy Boy, who got into some trouble and is really disappointed in himself and is struggling with trying to set things right. And want to say thank you for your very interesting share that you sent us, you know. And then I want to say to Brad, he is had a really complimentary email about the podcast last week about your daughter. And he's just saying, you know, how you're just getting your life together and keep surfing the karma wave with the blunt of life. And I thought that was a pretty fun thing for him to write. And to let you know that thousands of strangers are rooting for you, you know, like...
For me, they're rooting for us, Felicia. They're rooting for us.
No, but they're rooting for you.
We're making this fucking happen here.
They're rooting for you, too. Like, people are really inspired by the change that you've made in your life.
What fucking change? There was no change. It's an evolution, guys.
Yes, there you go.
It's an evolution, and it comes very simple. There's no change. Like I said, you know, last week when I was walking those streets and shit in the mornings, I would walk around Cliffside, and I kept thinking about that fucking blind kid's change, you know, and I'm like, you know, this is the truth, and I'll never shake that, and I'll never think about that, you know. That's it.
Yeah. I also wanted to say, Taylor, a young man, wrote us about psychedelic drugs, and he's saying that he's had some mind-opening and experiences due to psychedelic drugs, and he wants to know, and he says it's made his life better. What your opinion is, has you ever doing psychedelic drugs made your life better or more insightful?
Tell him he's got to listen to the Joe Rogan podcast for that.
Yeah.
That's the psychedelic podcast. That's the wrong podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, no, because you've spoken about doing acid, so I'm sure that's...
No psychedelics here.
And I wanted to give a shout out to Victor and Reese. They also wrote some very nice emails. And I want to give a big shout out from Mike, who is now in Japan. And he's writing that he's in a pretty safe spot. But just
thinking of doing the podcast. That's the guy's thinking of doing the podcast.
Yeah.
And I told him just be truth. And if you're going to do a podcast, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, so that's it. So I would love to give a big shout out to all
those
gentlemen, and thank you very much for listening and supporting us and writing kind words. And absolutely, we are pleased if you can take something away from this, because we absolutely take something away from you guys.
That's right.
I am Firestarter.
We're back, bitches, and I'm going Molly because I got tired of people complaining about my speakers fucking blew up when Joey said, "We're back, bitches."
I know.
What's
I know.
up, Felicia
People are
Michaels?
like, why, you can't figure that out, Felicia? I can't control Joey. I don't know how to do that.
We're back, bitches.
Anyway.
Beauty and the Beast podcast, alive and kicking here. I love talking to Felicia of her future as a mom because I like to tell her about my stories and put fear into her and then elevate the fear with letting her know that you're in for trouble.
Yes.
So Felicia just decided to ask me, if I ever lit a fucking thing on fire as a child. And I'm walking in here and, I'm a parent, but not really a parent. And if I had a child or somebody came to me for advice on parenting, I'd say from the ages of 8 to the ages of 13 with a boy or a girl, and it differs for a girl because after 13 is when her party really fucking starts. Every time that kid goes out the door, it's a 50-50 fucking chance of what could that day might happen. And you know it as a child. I mean, you've lived it. You're about to go into a story about how you lit a bedroom on fire. But every day as a child from 8 to 13 is really a fucking learning experience. And all you could do is pray to God, clean up your karma as a parent, and make sure that, because every day you did something, every day.
Yeah,
and I'm saying this is a reality thing scaring you, but I'm not scaring you how, as a child, we look back now, think of the times, hey, I stole a pack of matches from my mom. Let's set this magazine on fire. Hey, what if we put this oxygen tank on top of it? Boom, and all of a sudden that's how you learn, and some people fucking lived forever and know how to problem. And then I have a friend that my friend said to me last week, have you seen this guy? He's still missing an arm from jumping off a train and getting it caught on an electrical wire for not looking at the wire. With a bicycle, those kids that used to jump when they were kids, and the bicycle went out front of him. He raised his hand. The wire was live, and he cut his arm. He didn't know that was going to happen that day.
Yeah,
but it's so weird.
Frightening.
As a child, the chances we take.
Yeah.
And even you said to me, did you ever light anything on fire? And I was like, I told you the story that, we light a couple matches, and every day you get cockier. Ooh, I stole this pen from my dad. Boom! Okay, hey, I stole this thing from my mom. And also some guy comes with a bottle of fucking Lysol. Then some guy has to outdo him with a tank of gas. And that's, we just pray that our kids hang out with the right people.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
So I remember one time here I am living in New York with all these nice white people. Me and these little young kids that were like Irish hellions. Got some newspaper. Those downstairs apartments where you, just people. We tried to be cute. We put a magazine and light it on fire. Then more magazines and you light them on fire. Then some guy brings glue. And one day we lit this guy's door on fire. This guy goes to and we ring the doorbell. Mr. Martini, suck my weenie because we tortured him. And one day he goes to open the fucking door and his front is like, Carrie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's like, and we're trying to. But we had it all planned. We even went with like little brown bags over our eyes. Like that's how hellion we were. We were like,
how old were you?
I had to be 6 because I left New York.
6?
Yeah, 6 or 5. When I was in New York, I was evil.
So when you were 6 or 5 years old, you put with your friends paper bags over your head to disguise your appearance.
Right, and we went and lit Mr. Martini's on fire, his door on fire.
Oh my God!
And we were yelling at it. And I remember like it just started with a newspaper article, like just buying a newspaper, putting it down. Mr. Martini would come out and say, "Hey, get the fuck out of there." Then we go to our houses and think about it. And then the next day we come out and go, "Today, let's light a whole newspaper in front of Mr. Martini." Like we pushed the envelope as kids.
Oh my God!
Till one day we said, "What happens if we take a box, fill it up with newspaper, and put like a cigarette in there in front of Mr. Martini's?" You know what I'm saying? Like every day we outdid ourselves until one day we lit his door on fire. And I'm just happy from the ages of 8 to 13. Like we just tell our moms, "Hey, Mom, we're going to go to this store. Don't forget to walk with each other." We're not walking to Marie St. We're really walking to Yum Yums.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? And how did you guys get there?
Oh
we walked on
God.
the sidewalk. No, we didn't. We walked on the street and through paper clips and cars.
So let me ask you: did you get into any trouble?
Thank God at those ages I was never like a juvenile kid. No, I don't have a juvenile record. I was never arrested for juvenile ever.
But
I was very
did they
fortunate.
know that was you kids that set that fire?
The fire, Mr. Martini's. The
He
fire.
was like, they had paper bags over their head.
Then I moved over to Jersey, and those kids would light the woods on. We lived behind a place called Schutzen Park, with some people contacted me and asked me if I want to do a benefit there.
Nice.
And it's funny because Schützen Park used to be the old soccer field. We go up there and ride our motorcycles, and they had a guy that would chase you with a knife. His name was Chef or something. He'd chase you and he'd get us out of there. Chef, fuck you. And he'd try to chase you. And he had a German Shepherd dog that the dog would bite you.
Was he park security? Or?
Yeah, he was a German guy that was fucking crazy. I don't know, Chef or something. But it was weird. They had we robbed all the fucking, you know how those places have, you know that barns have that aluminum metal siding, aluminum
yeah.
something. At one time, that thing cost money when you take it to the silver place, and they give you like copper and all that. So me and my friends in the 8th grade got a fucking a socket, and every night we go up on the soccer field roof and we take 2 sheets of metal and we go down, we walk a mile with this metal and get $60 per sheet. We get $160 for 2 sheets, and we shop it up 3 ways, and that's how we bought weed and drugs in the 8th grade.
Wow.
Even though I could get a 20 from my mother, I'd still take the 20 and 40 of my mother. That was gravy off the top.
Right.
But in the 8th grade, me and my buddies, Carlos Perez, we put together a hustle. And let me tell you something, the hustle started spreading. Before you knew it, that place didn't have a roof anymore. We took down the whole roof of this soccer stadium. I'm talking to you, it's a soccer stadium, not a little section of a little league field. This was a mile of fucking seating all around. We decided to go up there every night for a fucking year with a ratchet set.
Jeez.
And take a piece off, bury it in the weeds, take another piece off, bury that in the weeds, walk it down to your house at night, and then the next morning summer came up. At 8, when everybody else is dicking around, you were already walking that down to the silver place on Tunley Avenue, crossing fucking cars and trucks on 1 and 9 to go pick up another $1.20 so you could still have weed, so your wife or your mom didn't know your money situation.
Right.
So you could still, all of us went to our moms and said, we still need 20. You know, what are you going to do? Oh, we're going to go to the movies, but this ain't enough. But little did you know, we were still banging out $1.20 that day between 3 of us. So these are little things that you have to remember. And we lit that motherfucking field on fire. I remember the one day they went back and they were like, what happened to all the fucking aluminum up here? We took every last piece. And the older guys got in on it because they, you know, and they started putting it in vans. That's no fair. You know, we had to carry it like fucking little savages. I was very fortunate as of you, Felicia, because of our ages. We got to see the real patois of television. It was still in changes. We got to see the tail end of I Love Lucy, the tail end of the Green Hornet, Batman, the Monsters, shows that you watch today and still I don't know when was the last time you watched the fucking Addams Family. Like, my wife just made me watch the Addams Family, the movie. I wouldn't watch this fucking thing if you put a gun to my head. And I got to tell you something, I was entertained. Not only was I entertained, but I also laughed. I laughed because these people committed to these characters. Like, if you came to me and said, you're going to be Uncle Fester, I'm going to play for it for like 50%. When you commit to Uncle Fester, this guy's a bad motherfucker. But one of my favorite all-time shows, number 1, is The Courtship of Eddie's Father. A lot of the viewers don't remember the show. It was Bill Bixby, the Hulk. And it was about a guy who had a little boy, and he had a housekeeper, a Chinese housekeeper, and he had a crazy uncle came over. And at the end of every story, you laugh. But there was something to every show. And that always stuck with me. Even not knowing English, I learned a lesson. I would cry, you know. But the second best show I loved is The Munsters. And there's one episode of The Munsters, it's called Zombo. And they would always play it on Halloween because it's that strong of an episode. And it's the guy that was the father-in-law in, I knew his name. This is how much of an impact he put on me as a child. It's the guy that plays the father-in-law in Curb Your Enthusiasm to the girl. They don't even do the girl no more. So I forget what his name is. He's an old-time actor. And in this episode of Zombo, Herman comes home, and Herman, as every father in the world, wants to be Eddie's hero. But Eddie's there with a bunch of white kids, and they're watching Zombo. And all of a sudden, Zombo announces the winner of Why Do I Want to Be Like Zombo contest. And it's Eddie Monster. And this guy's got fangs, and he's handsome. And he's a ghoul, you know. And Grandpa and Herman go downstairs and make a potion so that Herman could turn into Zombo. And he comes up and he goes, you know, Dad, you're embarrassing me. But one of the classic scenes, he says to a little white, little chubby kid, he goes, and you, Stephen, what do you think of Zombo? And the kid looks at the floor and he goes, Mr. Munster, my dad told me never to insult older people. I mean, it's a classic episode. So at the end, he goes down to the Zombo studio and he walks in looking to see Zombo, and he sees this white guy. He's blown away. All of a sudden, they put nails on him and they put makeup on him and hair. And Eddie wanted to meet him his whole fucking life. And all of a sudden, he's Zombo. He's just some made-up fucking character.
Yeah.
And at the thing, they said, Eddie, what do you think of Zombo? And he goes, Zombos are fake. And I hate it. And he starts ripping off his mustache, and he steps on his toe, and they interrupt this episode of Zombo for technical difficulty. And at the end, the guy breaks down. He goes, I never wanted to do this show anyway. I'm an actor from the theater. And then he goes, Eddie, when you grow up, just be what you want to be. Don't let aesthetics make you the person. It's what's in your heart. And that episode always stuck up with me. Like, it always really, and that's what you see today. This podcast enables people to see us, and I like that. I'm not going to hold nothing back on here, like stories and shit like that. And I like what this podcast does. In Rochester, some kid came up to me and said, "Hey, Joey," and he shook my hand. And 10 minutes later, the guy came up to me by himself, and he goes, "I got to be honest with you, because of the podcast, I thought I was saying hello to one of my friends."
Oh, wow.
He goes, "It seemed like I've known you when you guys," and he works on teeth. His name is Scott. I want to give him a shout out up in Rochester. He's a dental guy. They work on fucking fake teeth all day.
Yeah.
And he goes, and he giggles and he watches this. But he goes, it was very interesting. I never had that correlation with anybody. I said hello to you, went out to the car, did what I had to do, come back in, and I realized that it's like I know you.
Yeah.
It's like I've already known you. We've known each other for years. We've been hanging out. And it was such a fucking compliment that hit home with me. So I watched something like Oprah the other day. I'm telling Felicia that last week, since I was in New York, I was stuck watching daytime television, waiting for people's homes. And I watched Oprah, and I watched her in studio. And then I watched her when she went to Australia. She took 200 couples down to New Zealand. And, in the morning, she's just a fat black chick that wakes up, and they put eyebrows on her and fake hair. I mean, you should have seen it. And these people are hypnotized by the image of Oprah. And you know what? She does a lot of good for a lot of people. In the one episode I seen, she tooted her horn 50 times about how you could come from nothing and make something of yourself, and blah, 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 blah. But it's just so weird. The same thing happens today in music and all this shit. You grow up liking somebody, then you meet them and you don't really like them because of a character flow. That can't survive in today's entertainment business because of things like a podcast. Yeah. When I sat down with Felicia sat down, I told you I wanted to bring my living room into people's houses. We talked about doing a live upstream. You know what? In the 50s, I remember reading this, even before I came from Cuba, I remember that families would sit together and listen to a fucking radio every week, like Tuesdays at 8. Instead of watching Seinfeld, they'd sit together and listen. And you had to listen. You had to fucking listen, man. And you got the full patois. We don't do that anymore. Yeah. We don't even sit by ourselves and listen. The families, never mind 5 people in a family, these guys get together every day and listen to our podcast.
I know.
And it's such a special feeling, and I can't describe it.
Jeez.
I can't describe the warmth that it gives me, this podcast. But it all goes back to that Zombo episode. So many things affected me as a child. I always wanted to give people the inside of me. That's why stand-up, sometimes I have a hard time with it, because the first couple of years you're finding jokes to say to be funny. You're not really opening yourself up. And it took me longer than other people to open yourself up. It took me a long time, to really open up and see the humor in your life. Listen, today, when you listen to this podcast, it's it's March 30th, okay? Next week, which is April 6th, next Wednesday, which is April 6th, we are not going to be having a podcast. We're taking the week off. We're going to put one of our favorite episodes.
One of our favorite episodes.
We're not going to tell you what number, and we're just taking the week. We ain't going nowhere. We just got shit to do. Felicia's got to go to court.
Put up our favorite episode.
She got caught with 30 keys. She's got to go face the fucking judge now. I told her to put in her little monkey, but she didn't believe me. So
no, my kids have spring break, so I have to, cart
Felicia's
them around
doing something very nice with them. Felicia's always a good fucking mom.
Sometimes.
If I didn't have my week booked, I'd be over there calling her mommy and shit. Walking around.
I'm a fun mom.
Yeah, Felicia's a fun mom. Can you imagine having Felicia as a mom and shit?
Yeah.
As a stepmom would be better and shit because I can look. A lot of people buying the Beauty of the Beast shirts. Thank you very much. It all helps out with the RSS feed, and plus it's collector's edition. Let's see how far this goes.
Yeah.
We got high hopes, so you never know. But thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for supporting us. We
still need to figure out the international thing.
I know.
Yeah,
I went to the post office today. There was 92 fucking people there, so I just mailed the letter. Yeah. So I'm sorry, I'm lazy too. Sometimes I go down there, there's too many people, and I get intimidated. Post office intimidates.
I get passive aggressive with the post office.
Listen, man.
It's a good thing our beautiful sponsor, Skin Industries, takes care of the shipping.
Because we get fucking. It's the weirdest thing. I get nervous. I've been through a lot of shit. I've seen people pull guns and stuff. I get nervous at the post office, and I get nervous when I see one of those deposit trucks.
Oh yeah.
Like when there's a deposit truck in front of a bank, I go around the corner. I don't even like being in this. I don't even like being in the same lane as those motherfuckers because they're always on the make. Somebody's always watching those people.
Have you ever done that kind of a robbery?
No. That's one shot deal. We're going in or we're getting killed. But if it's like it's what's that called when you invest in something and if it comes back, it's a big investment. But if not, you lose your $50,000.
Oh yeah.
Something I forget what it's called. That's the same thing. Those kind of crimes. Or listen, there's $8 million in there. So you either die, do 90 years, or end up on an island.
Yeah.
There's 3 options here, and 2 options are against you. You're 68%.
Yeah.
Everything's got to go just right. Where the cops, there's always somebody watching those fucking things.
Yeah.
You know, that's big time scoring.
Yeah.
I never had the fucking heart to do one of those. I never knew people who did that shit. I would have probably wanted to do. I'm a thrill seeker, so I like that type of stuff.
Really?
I like that type of stuff. I liked all that type of stupid shit with weapons and stuff. But when it's undifferent than anything else you do because you go in and you come in dead or you spend the rest of your fucking life behind bars. And that's something that you don't want to do unless you're 100% committed. A couple of years ago, it's got to be 8 years ago, out of left field, Joe Rogan says to me, "Hey, can I ask you a question?" Now, at this time, I'm 400 fucking pounds. And out of
Really? You were at 400 pounds?
When I met you, I was about 380.
Oh, wow.
380. But this has to be 2003. I was really sick with the sleep apnea. I was really doing a lot of blow. I wasn't taking any care of myself, and I was hanging out at the Comedy Store. And one night, him and Eddie Bravo were walking away. And for some reason, he turned around and he goes, "Can I ask you a question? Did you ever do steroids?" And he caught me off guard because I hadn't heard that in years. I go, "No." And I left there, and I was like, I just blew out, lied to him.
Yeah.
I just balls out lied to him. That's funny. And I just went on with my night, went and did coke, and never thought about it again, And then it bothered me. I'm like, that's my friend. Why did I lie to him in 2003 about steroids? And I was like, it wasn't like I was a needle steroid user or a freak. All my friends were eating these fucking steroids. They were shooting them and fucking snorting coke and all this. And in the process of me I could get steroids from this doctor. He kept telling me, you should do these. They're not that bad. They're Weenie V's. And I was like, no, I don't want to do this shit.
The doctor said that?
The doctor was like, they're not bad. Because I was very thin at the time. I was lifting a lot of weights, but I was just burning. My little needle shoulders are coming out. And he goes, you should take these. They're not as bad as you think. So I said, you tell me about them. And he told me what they were for people who get involved in a fire, or blah, blah, blah. And they were one of, it's Weenie V. No, it's Winstrol, and it's Anavar. Anavar is also 2 milligrams. They're very light steroids. They build muscle mass, but very light. On a cycle, you'll build 2 pounds.
Yeah.
So you get a little something, but you won't blow up like a fucking gorilla, And I kept eating them. I did about 4 or 5 cycles of them, like they're supposed to be every 6 weeks. I just kept eating them because when you're eating them, you just become addicted to them. It's like anything else. And it's funny because you lift 4 days a week, then you take off 3 days, and at the end of the 3 days, you're fucking huge. On Sunday, every Sunday, you look at yourself in the mirror, and you're like, holy fuck, this is amazing, So I was getting bigger and bigger. Yeah, it was really weird for somebody like me because I hate all that stuff, And then I did them, and a bunch of my friends had done them, and everybody was talking about it. And I seen how some of my friends acted. And it was like all of a sudden they got this fake manhood to them. And I would watch that, and it would really turn me off about the steroids I was doing. It was like, what's crazy? What these motherfuckers don't know is I hit them in the head with a chair. I don't need these muscles. These are just fake aesthetic muscles to get pussy. You know what I'm saying? This is all this was at the time. Everybody around you was pretty fucking big. I couldn't just be a skinny guy, So it was just amazing how I was so ashamed of the steroids. Here, I'll tell you stories about robbing blind kids and drug dealers and mugging a hooker. But I was so ashamed of steroids for so long because I didn't take them for the wrong reasons. I took them because I thought that they'd make me a little bigger, not because they'd make me tougher and I'd have to kill people and light houses on fire. Do you know what I'm saying? I always was really ashamed of myself for not being able to do pull-ups. Anything I ever wanted to do, I always wanted to do a fucking pull-up. Do you know, till this day, I'm 48 years old, I've never done a pull-up.
Really?
Yeah, my wrist, something, can't hold on to the bar. Something just hurts. I've pulled myself on fences when there's dogs chasing me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Which is possibly the equivalent of a fucking,
Right.
some gym teacher with a pad doing the president's fitness test. That
Yeah,
don't count.
yeah.
You know, let me see you getting chased by 2 dogs and a
By
cop.
the way, if they should do the presidential fitness test that way, where they bring in dogs
cops
and
and
because you know
bullets
how
and
they
shit.
did you ever have that at your school? Like at my school, they brought in the dogs and they would make a demonstration on how they attack people. They should bring them in for the presidential fitness exam.
Listen, the only demonstration I got of dogs attacking people when the cops sicked the dogs on me.
Did
I've
they?
only gotten twice sicked on me. Dogs. And they never really did a lot of damage. One time my hand got caught in the fence. But the dogs never really did a lot of damage to me. I don't know if I had like a special shield against me. Like that one time that dog was on me. Another time I was in the Bronx. And I was walking down these fucking stairs and the cop let the dogs loose in the Bronx. It was fucking crazy. And for some reason, this dog went right past me. And I had like a nickel bag of weed on me.
Right.
He ran up the stairs going to get the victims, and the cop came, and I just walked out. My friend's like, "What's going on? What's going on?" I go, "Just keep driving. It's got nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with it. In New York, if it ain't got nothing to do with you, just keep walking. Why make a mountain where there ain't none? Why are you stopping? Why are you asking what's going on?
Yeah.
They're going to say to you, what's going on? Why are you walking out of here?" My aunt lives on the 8th floor. You want to walk up the stairs and ask her, I ain't going back up there. Shoot me. And they'll look at you and go, okay, fuck it. Don't be over here again. That's it. But it's just really weird that I did those steroids and I had forgotten about them. I was ashamed. Like I never did them again. Never.
Well, did your personality change?
No, I got really horny. You know, it's like a light.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I wasn't one of those people. I broke out on my back a little bit. You know, you get acne on your back and stuff. And this is 82. This was 82. I did them. I think I did 2 cycles in Colorado. And that was it. Yeah, in Colorado, they're everywhere. But this is when I was also, you know, a kid. I went to Colorado. Some guys looked at me. He's like, hey, you need some shit, come tell me. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, bro, we could see that your things are swollen. If you want some fucking needles.
What things?
Because your throat swells when you're on the steroids at
It
that
does?
time. I guess, you know, he could tell the guy. I fought it off. I'm like, I don't know what I'm talking about. You know, you catch me with the gun in my fucking hand. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I thought this was an iPhone. I picked this up on Marie ST. You know what I'm saying? But it was just really weird how for 20 years I was very embarrassed about the steroids. Never brought them up.
Wow.
Never talked about them. Joe asked me like in 2003. Never told him yet. I'm going to tell him this weekend. I'm going to go, remember a couple of years ago you asked me? I lied to you. When I went home last week, it really dawned on me. I was thinking about my youth and all this shit. And all of a sudden I remember doing those steroids. And I was like, how ashamed was I of doing those things? Why was I so ashamed? You know, and it was like a fake... It was like a fake manhood for me. I've always been very proud of my manhood. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fucking soldier. But I was always very proud of my manhood. And it felt like I took those things to give me more manhood, but that's not the reason why I took them for. But it bothered me so much that I took them that I wouldn't even enter my mind. Like I didn't even want to think about it.
Do you think there's been any lasting effects from that, or no? Or
From the steroids?
yeah,
What kind of effects?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking you.
Well, you know, like I said, I wasn't...
Joey walked away, by the way.
I wasn't a crazy fucking guy on them from the start. I didn't get roid rage. I wasn't one of those guys that lit places on fire. I think that if you have that in you, like if you're angry about something, that just fuels the fire because you're angry. At that time, I wasn't that angry. I was optimistic about my life in a way. At that age, for some reason, I was doing some cranky stuff, but I thought that I would see daylight. It wasn't like when I was 15 and 16, I was very, very angry, you know. So it never really affected me that way. I don't even think I really got into any beefs when I was in the steroids. You know, years later I got into a little. It's weird because that same kid that came to the Rochester Tim McKenna that I was talking about, I threw a beer bottle at him once, a beer can at him once in a trailer, and it was and it was over cocaine, but it was over in the dumbest sense. And when I seen him the other night, I felt guilty about it still 20 years later because I threw the can at him. It all had to do with the anger I had from my divorce and my kid and not seeing my kid. And he just happened to be one of those people that tricked into that anger one night. You know, like I asked him, do you want shit? He had a girlfriend that was very tight with money. She was a school teacher or something at the time, and he worked, but she was always in charge of the money. And she knew he did blow. She didn't do it. So he asked her, can I have the money? And he goes, no. You know, so I knew he was going to sit there while we were doing it, and after a while, he was going to do the blow. You follow me? That pisses me the fuck off. If you want blow, let me know, and we'll get you some. But don't tell me when I get here that you want it now. We just got enough for 3 fucking people. Now I got another 2 sets of fucking nostrils. You know what I'm saying? So I drive 40 minutes, go get the package, come back, sit down, bring it out, and now he goes, I want blow. Well, now you can't fucking have some. You know what I'm saying? When I went before, you didn't want it. Now you can't. And I got really pissed and threw a fucking Budweiser can at his head. And it caused a war. I was very wrong. I was really wrong. I was crazy.
Yeah. Wow. So, but he forgave you, obviously.
He apologized. You know, he knew that I was going through a lot with my daughter at the time, the divorce. That's in those 2 years, from 93 to 95, I probably had 10 fucking fist fights.
Wow, really?
And it was all the seed of that divorce.
Yeah.
You know, when something's wrong with your life, it affects all the aspects of your life. You know, we talked about this before. And you never know what's going on until after you go through that zone. Then you're like, Jesus Christ, I got into an argument with my mother, I got into an argument with this. Obviously, there was something wrong with me. It wasn't that or that situation. It had something to do with me. I got into 8 fucking fist fights in 2 years, you know. I'm not that type of person. But the anger from the divorce and the pain and everything, I was just off the fucking hook, you know.
Oh, I know. Well, I was a little crazy when I got divorced.
Yeah,
I did crazy shit.
You've been a different... I could see the patois on your face.
Yeah, I was.
You know, when you were going through that, you looked older. We look
you know
older.
what? It's true because
we look older. We have weight of the world on us.
I saw pictures like right when I separated with my husband. I was like, God,
yeah, I could tell now that you're back. You know what I'm saying?
But no, I did because you get that look in your face like
your fucking forehead's tight. You want to stab somebody in the heart.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's not good.
You know, it's amazing when you watch the movie Romeo's Bleeding at the end.
I love that movie.
Gary Oldman, one of the greatest actors ever in the top 20. Is waiting for Annabella Sciorri at the coffee shop, and you could hear his voiceover, and as his voiceover is coming, it's his thoughts, and you could see his face adjusting to the thoughts when the wind blows. It's a beautiful fucking movie. If you've never seen it,
I love that movie.
Romeo's Bleeding with the crazy chick.
Gotta feed the hole. Gotta feed the hole.
Feed the fucking hole. Tremendous movie.
Right? That's like, I don't remember a lot of lines from anything ever in my life, but that's one of the lines I remember.
That's
gotta feed the hole, gotta feed the hole.
That's a great movie, man.
That and Laverne and Shirley, when a guy's over at the apartment and Shirley's trying to get some, and he's like, well, what do you want me to do to you? And she's all coming on to him, and she goes, anything but murder, mister. How lame is that?
Anything but murder. I like that.
Anything but murder.
So that went into your mind as a little kid. When Zombo went into my fucking head as a little kid, that line went into your brain.
No, that's what I was thinking when you brought up Zombo.
And when guys take you home and they're ready to fuck you, you're looking at them in the eye. That's what's on your face. You tell them anything but murder, you dirty motherfucker.
That's true.
That's why you gotta love Felicia. You know why? Because she's down.
I'm down.
She's the last of the real American soldiers. You know what I'm saying?
I have my tendencies. So, by the way, since this is going up tomorrow we're going to be at the Universal City Walk at the John Lovitz Club, Joey and myself.
That's right.
Who else is on that
Ari
show?
Shafir.
Edwin San Juan. Wow.
The Filipinos. We got a little Martin Rizzo. We got a couple people coming down.
Wow, that's going to be an excellent show.
A Jew, a Cuban, a Filipino, and a blonde walked into a bar. You know what I'm saying?
And the show began.
And the show begins. That's how we do it here. Beauty at the Beast. We ain't fucking around.
So the show's at 8 o'clock, right?
9 o'clock.
Oh, 9 o'clock show.
We're getting a later crowd at Universal. You know, there's only like 4 or 5 people walking around on Wednesday night. We're going to try to get all of them.
We should.
If you're in town, come on by Universal City. Facebook me. I'll give you some fucking tickets.
Everyone should have one friend. Like, I have my friend Wendy. I'm like, look, God forbid something happen. You know what drawers to go in and to clean up. You know where the secrets are. Go gather them before everyone starts going through my shit.
Over.
Yeah,
And find a big fucking dildo with a lint on it.
Well, I don't want my children to remember that.
They're going to see it anyway. You got a dildo in your room?
I don't have a dildo. I don't like vibrators. I told you that.
So what do you have in your room that would
What do I have in my room? I have my imagination and my index finger.
What do you have in your drawer? What's in your space? You gotta have some lube or some fucking condoms.
No. I had some almond oil for a while. Yeah, that's good. That's all you need.
Makes your asshole taste like a nutty Irishman. You know what I'm saying?
Well, surprisingly, all assholes taste like a nutty Irishman.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you in 2 weeks, cocksuckers. We love you. Stay black, be careful, and always remember, Beauty and the Beast. Hit me with a kiss, Felicia.
Mwah.
You sexy motherfuckers.
You sexy motherfuckers. Jeez, I wish I could sing.